Hi-yo. Little update. Let you all know what's going on. Nothing. I've been in the mid-90s, I guess. Low 90s, mid-90s during the day. Been pretty hot in the tent. The only thing that's good about that is that there's been 25 to 30 mile an hour winds all the time. Usually start about a little after afternoon, 1 o'clock or so in the afternoon. So it kind of helps cool it a little bit, but not too much. Constant tent is going in and out, in and out. Getting used to that. It's not bothering me so much anymore. It used to make me dizzy, Now the wall coming at you and they're going away, you start looking to hang on to something. Well, anyway. News about the truck. It's at the mechanic shop. I had them come and get it the other day. It was Wednesday or so. Took it to a mechanic shop in Solo. I called a lot of places, and the first thing out of their mouth, most of them was, it's going to be $2,000 just to R&R the motor, and we're going to have to do this, we're going to have to do that, and you might have to buy a new crank. All I could tell was just dollar signs everywhere, So I finally called one that was off the beaten track a little bit, not so much like running the center of Solo. I was treated with respect. He called me Mr. Perry and sir, and all that, and I was telling him what it was doing, and he said he had to listen to it first, of course, but he said it could only be $200 or $300, but he said if I have to turn the crank, then I'm going to rebuild the motor. So I told him I had the kit, the rebuild kit, ring and bearing already there, sitting in the front seat, so that'll help with some of the expense. He said hopefully it hasn't beat the crank up too bad, that I can polish it up and might be able to use the standard bearings on it. So tried not to drive it very much. Excuse me. So that was Wednesday. I was hoping he'd call me about Friday, but he didn't. So Saturday and Sunday they're closed. So I'm gonna call him Monday morning and see what he thinks. If he's had a chance to even listen to it, or I'm not even sure it's even made it there. I haven't heard anything from either from the tow company or the mechanic shop. So I'm sure it's there, but would have been courteous to call me and let me know that it was there. So I got my fingers crossed on that. It would be really great if it was just a timing chain knocking around, So, but it's still got that steady misfire all the time, just boom, boom, boom. So anyway, what else? The NoSeeUms are tearing me up. Just my legs, just on my right leg. I sleep on my right side. And for some reason, they like that right leg a lot. So, no bites on my left leg, no bites on my body or my arms, my face, my neck. Nowhere else, just on that right leg. I don't know what the deal is with that. The wind has been blowing like crazy all the time. Dusty, extremely dusty everywhere. But other than that, I'm really enjoying myself, starting to settle in. Days are going by quickly. Not so bored as I was when I first got here. So, been watching Hell's Kitchen. That Ramsey guy, that chef, he's quite the character. Some of you may have watched him before, but I'll tell you what, I couldn't take that. I couldn't take being berated every time I opened my mouth, and just, I just couldn't take that. But it's kind of fun. Propane in the solo area was $2.67. I haven't seen that price for quite a while. But Ryan assured me that as the temperature starts to cool down, prices start going up. So I think what I'm going to do, you know, is fill up all my propane tanks while it's still cheap. I don't mind carrying it around in the trailer if I decide to leave here. So excuse me. The dust is, you know, causing a lot of congestion. Gasoline, I don't remember what it was, but it was cheaper than anywhere that I've seen for quite a while. Gasoline, that is. The solar panels and the batteries are keeping up. I haven't had to run a generator hardly at all. I run it for, you know, 45 minutes or so in the morning just to kind of catch up for overnight, you know, get them charged up. And then I'm good for all day. It runs everything, the refrigerator, the laptop, the monitor. So I'm not having any power problems at all. The Blue Eddy, yeah, I don't normally, you know, talk about products. And I'm not going to do any product reviews, but all I'm going to say is I'll never buy another one. It doesn't like it when it gets too hot. It doesn't like it when it gets too cold. I'm always getting an error, overcharge heating, and it's sitting there not being charged. And it still heats up and quits. It still works. It still drains the battery, but it won't charge. I have to shut it down, leave it set for 10 or 15 minutes, and then it works good for a little while, and then it shuts down again. So what I'm doing with it at the moment, oh, and the solar charger part doesn't work anymore either. So I don't know if it's under warranty or not, but I don't know that it might be good for, you know, weekend camping trips with the family. You know, don't use it very much. But when it's out in the field under heavy conditions, it's just not for me. I might have got a bad one, I don't know. But I'm just going to stick with the lead acid batteries. That's just all there is to it. I realize that when the sun goes down, the batteries aren't being charged, but, you know, I still got my generator, and I'll use the Blue Eddy for, you know, till it starts to run out. I usually go to bed about 9, so about 8:30 or so it starts getting too low, gets down to around 20% or so. I shut it off and just go to bed. There's a place right around here close somewhere, I'm not sure where, a little north of where I am. Ryan says that you got to make an appointment with the guy, but he's got 250 watt solar panels, 12 volt 250 watt solar panels for $45. So as soon as I can, I'm going to you know, check into that. I need 2 more batteries, and I need a bigger charge controller, because the one I have is a 20 amp and you know, 18 amps in it, self-charging. And then I've got that little PWN, I guess, supposed to be a 30 amp, but it's, I don't know, it's pretty old. It's one of the first ones I ever bought, and it's been abused more than used. So, but like I said, you know, I'm not running out of power at any time during the day. So as soon as I get batteries and solar panels and a new solar charger controller, I'll be all set up. And I'm still not real sure. I come up here with yeah, I was going to get some property up here, and yeah, I was going to, you know, just start a homestead. And I'm not really sure about that right now. I'm by myself, and, you know, heart conditions, and I don't know that I want to be up here by myself like that. The truck is not 4-wheel drive, and Ryan said this always gets down around 2 degrees Fahrenheit or so at night in the winter, and not uncommon to have 3 or 4 foot of snow on the ground all the time. So I don't know if that's going to be for me or not. In a tent, especially. So we'll see. I might get brave or foolish. I don't know. Once it starts to snow, I may not be able to get out of here anyway. So, the question was asked on the last video if I was going to make it back down to Quartzsite, and so I'm, it's back and forth on that. At least at Quartzsite, it's not that cold, and I can sit there for 6 or 7 months and not have to worry about anything. We'll see. I guess that's it. That was kind of a long catch-up update. So I'll talk to you again soon. See ya.